Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Happy Sunday if you are watching on Sunday. Now every Sunday we bring you a video. When I say we, I'm saying myself, Tina from Tina's Talk Time and Maree from Maree Crocker. We do have collaboration every Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m. and every Sunday it's going to be a completely different topic. 2 weeks ago it was Valentine's, last week we did a craft. This week we're doing money saving tips. So we all need more money at the moment, don't we? Yeah, I've got some good ones, I think. So stick around. I'll first introduce to you Tina and Maria. One of the money saving tips that I do is I have my little purse here. Inside, whenever I get change, I take it out and I put it in my little money box. And I want to share with you my little money box because it's so cute. So I've got my change. Let me show you my money box. Look. Isn't that cute? So my eldest grandson, who's 17, he worked in a movie theatre, and when Paddington, I think it's Paddington #3 movie came out, they gave these away as I think they were filled with popcorn, but they gave them out as promotional, little gifts to folks, and he saved one and gave it to them. Not too much money in there. That's what I've saved since I've been, so actually, 3 months. That's actually quite a lot, isn't it, really? And then what I used to do, I had a smaller money box when I lived in Vegas. When it got full, I would go to the bank and ask for those little rolls and just roll them up and take them into the bank and change them and then go treat myself to whatever, a pair of shoes or whatever. But yeah, that's a good little way. Just get that change out of your purse. It saves you carrying it around. It weighs down your bag as well. And just put it in a money box. Another way to save money is that if you have credit cards, now I did this also, when I was paying off my credit cards last year, I thought, you know what, I just need to stop carrying my credit cards around. So I took them out, I put a rubber band around them and I hid them in my drawer. And I only took them if we went on a trip somewhere, because just in case, your car breaks down and you need a credit card to call, trucks or whatever, but for emergency purposes only. But when I went out shopping and I knew places that I would spend money, Target, Macy's, the mall, H&M, I left my credit cards at home, and that did help. That was a huge way to stop me from spending money. It's a different day, it's the next day. So I've got 3 grocery tips. One being, you know how you have those paper flyers come in the mail, it's usually every week, seems like twice a week sometimes, from the grocery stores. I always used to ball them up, throw them straight in the trash, didn't even look at them. It was just junk mail to me, didn't care. But I actually do take the time to look to see if they have any special offers that week. And I more often give it to the husband. He actually likes to flick through and see what the deals are. So I would take the time to look through those. 2, in a grocery store, this is a big one. I think most people know this, but don't shop when you're hungry, because you'll put on average more items in your cart than if you weren't hungry. But 3, this is what we've been doing since we moved to Dallas, and we have to have a little bit of a drive to get to our grocery stores now. And our 3 main grocery stores are Costco, H-E-B and Kroger. And sometimes another one called Tom Thumb. But we have a grocery list now that we keep in our drawer, and it has 3 sections, which is one for Costco, one for Kroger. And what we've been doing as we go around and shop, we're comparing the prices of certain products, the usual stuff that you normally buy. So say Worcestershire sauce, that's something that we keep in our refrigerator at all times. So that's a staple. But we look at the different prices in the store. So, okay, that one we would get from Kroger, or that one we would get from maybe Walmart, because we do get groceries from Walmart too. But I think it's a good way just to keep a log of the prices and where you can get the best deal at all times. I know it's so easy just to write a generic shopping list and just go to the nearest store or the easiest store, whatever. But it is saving us some money. So, and you know what? Sometimes it isn't best to buy bulk in Costco. Sometimes it is easier just to buy a smaller amount because things do go off and it's just the two of us now. So I'm finding that it's easier, like toilet rolls, you can buy that in bulk because obviously that doesn't go off. Milk, I don't buy those big gallons anymore because they just go off because we don't use the milk that often. So my next little tip could be a family challenge. Now, whoever lives in the house with you, or if you want to extend it to other family members, every week you could set yourself a challenge of how much you save. You could do the roundup thing. So say you buy something for $4.85, take that 15 cents change, put it aside, and at the end of the week on a Friday, tot up how much you've saved. Everyone in the family has to do the same thing. And whoever saved the most gets the odd amount from everyone else added to their stash. I thought that was a really good idea and a fun little challenge. And maybe you could even add a goal to that challenge. Whoever wants to join in, maybe you do a day trip somewhere to the beach for a day trip, or I don't know, go to a theme park or something and take your savings with you and spend it. But something, or a meal out, something simple. You don't have to do that part, but I thought that was a fun way just to get a little bit of savings together. This next idea I've done before. You can sell some items through Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. Now, I started off doing Craigslist and I literally almost sold an entire household of goods through Craigslist one year, and it was really, really easy. You just simply take a picture, post it online, put the amount that you want, and sometimes you might haggle with someone. They might say that, you know, they want to offer you a price, and it's up to you whether you take it or not. But I would have people come to my house, and I never personally had any issues with anyone coming to my house. But what I did used to do was whatever I was selling, I would take it into the garage. So whoever I was selling to didn't actually come into the house. They only made it into the garage. And I always have my husband there with me, always. But lately I switched to Facebook Marketplace. And again, I had so many people that bought from me. And also another one is Offer Up. Now that one, they do haggle more with you, and you can haggle back and forth, like texting back and forth through the app, and then you don't tell them your address until you've agreed, and then you can rate the person. You know, did they show up on time, did they pay, were they polite, blah blah blah, and you can rate them. So next time you go to buy from someone, you could look at their rating to see were they actually there. Because I did actually want to buy a table one time. I fell in love with it. It was a desk, and when I read the reviews, it said the person never answered. So I thought, well, let me try. And I sent them a message, and they didn't. They never answered. So I thought, well, why are you wasting people's time? But anyway, it is a great way to go through your house, purge items, declutter, and make a little bit of money. But again, I always would have my husband with me. And if you don't feel comfortable with someone coming to your house, you can always suggest a meeting place. And a good one to suggest is the police station parking lot. Can't get much safer than that. Another fun idea is the $5 envelope challenge, or the £5 envelope challenge. And that's every time you go and spend some money and you get your change back, look through, see how many £5 or $5 you got, take them out and put them in an envelope. And at the end of the month or 2 months, whatever goal you set yourself, you can pull it out and see how much you saved. So this one I've mentioned before in a few other videos. And in fact, I did a video where I actually broke down the cost. And that is to stop going to Starbucks or Costco. Costco, is that what it's called? Costco coffee. I'm not sure. Anyway, stop buying those expensive coffees and go price out getting the syrup, the creamer, the coffee, and making the coffees yourself. I have that video somewhere and I've forgotten what I've called it. Anyway, if I can find it, I'll add it at the end. But I broke it down and it works out you're saving quite a lot of money not drinking those expensive drinks. Get yourself a little mug that you can put in the car, and when you leave the house, take that coffee with you, because quite often what I would do, I would leave the house, get in the car, drive to Starbucks, get the coffee, and then go shopping. But if you leave the house with the coffee in your hand and go straight shopping, I mean, it's a no-brainer, isn't it, really? My next idea is that if you was to every Friday go open up your bank account and just take a few pounds, a few dollars from your check-in and move it into your savings for something specific. For me, I want to go away for either a long weekend or a week somewhere at some point this year. And I think the only way I'm going to make this happen is if I pay for it. And the only way that I'm going to get that done is if I put it on a credit card, which I absolutely do not want to do, or I budget and save. And the only way I can get myself into a routine of doing that is setting a day and saying, right, every Friday, this is going to happen. Or if it's easier to do it every payday, I find that harder, knowing that I just got paid and here I am taking some money out straight away. And now it looks like my paycheck suddenly went down. I know it's silly. It's going to go down anyway if you're taking it out of your checking into your savings. But if I just do it a different day other than a payday, it seems like I had some money for a while. It's all a mind game, isn't it? But yeah, set yourself a goal, something that you want to do. If you want to go away for a weekend with the girls somewhere to a retreat or a spa, put the money aside. And then when you get closer to that day, it almost seems like it was free because you didn't even miss that money because it was so little and you started early enough that you didn't ever miss that money. Now, one thing that we've always tried to instill in our grandchildren, that is saving money and making money. And we've always offered them odd jobs around our house. Make a little bit of money, but save it and save it for something. And usually it would be gone by the end of the week for the younger grandchildren's, but they knew that they wanted something from Dollar Tree or they wanted something from the local store, Walmart. They had a toy in mind or candy or whatever it could be, but it was teaching them that you work and you get the money and you save the money to get what you want. And that's something that we've done always. We've actually saved money ourselves by our eldest grandson. When he was a teenager, he would come over and help in the yard. We'd pay him instead of paying a company that wants to get us into a monthly subscription type thing, which we didn't really want to do. We just wanted to have them come around as and when. But I think that's just a great way just to get the kids knowing the worth or learning the worth of money. I remember when I was 16, I wanted to go on this week's vacation with my friends, my school friends. It actually was a vacation that the school had arranged. It was to North Wales, up by the mountain, that big one. I think it was called Snowdon. And I went to my mum and dad and said, hey, this vacation, can I go on it, please? And they were like, absolutely, of course you can. You're paying for it. And so what happened was I was leading up to my 16th birthday because the vacation was on July 13th. That's the day we set out, because I remember that day because it was the day of Live Aid. So I missed that concert because we were driving from Swindon up to the north of Wales. And my mum said, yeah, I'll lend you the money to book it, but you have to pay me back. So as soon as I turned 16 in the June, I got my first job, my first Saturday job, and I had to pay it back every week, a set amount of money until that whole vacation was paid for. And that taught me, the value of money. We're going to do a little speed round now. Number 1, shop from your pantry for 1 week. Get all those old items that have been hiding in the back of your pantry, use them up. Get them cooked. 2, set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your savings account. 3, do a no spend weekend. Number 4, set aside a cash amount for eating out for the month. Once it's gone, it's gone. Number 5, cook once, eat twice. Cook the first night, eat the first night. The second night of food, you're going to freeze it. On one of those days when you want to order a takeout pizza, stop yourself, go to the freezer and take out that food that you'd previously cooked. Number 6, doom scrolling. If you're like me and you love to go shopping online, shop to your heart's content. Put it in that cart, wait 24 hours and just see if you actually make that purchase. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to make that purchase. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it's given you some ideas. Share with your family and friends, especially that one where you all save money in the family and whoever gets the highest amount gets to steal that other little amount from everyone else. I love that idea. As per usual, please go over to now Maree's and Tina's channel and watch their videos because I know they're going to have different ideas to me. Hit subscribe and I'll see you during the week for another weekly vlog. Thanks so much. See you soon.